compelled to do, Craig?
To kill someone. Someone who's never done me any harm. Who wishes me nothing but good. A man without defense. Because he is lost in the dark. Oh, Doctor. Why did you have to break your glasses?
As we progress through the 1940s, we would see minor glimpses of ghost films returning back to its form in the midst of all their comedic films, with 1945's Dead of Night, a British anthology horror film that goes back to the gothic roots of ghost lore in order to present a horror anthology made by Ealing Studios. The film stars Mervyn Johns, Gooey Withers, and Michael Redgrave. The film is probably best remembered for the ventriloquist dummy episode with Redgrave in it. Dead of Night stands out from British films of the 1940s, when few horror films were being produced in the country, since horror films had been banned from production in Britain during the World War, and it had an influence on subsequent British films in the genre. Both of the segments by John Baines were recycled for later films, and the Possessed Ventriloquist Dummy episode was adapted as the audition episode for the long-running CBS radio series Escape. Sadly, films like this were rare gems in an ocean of comedic gags, as the rest of the year would continue to pump out more gangster comedy films featuring ghosts, starting with Wonder Man, a 1945 musical film starring Danny Kaye and Virginia Mayo. It's based on the short story by Arthur Sheikman, adapted for the screen by a staff of writers led by Jack Veen and Eddie Morin. The film features the same tropes of a goofy lead, this time with an actor who must once again deal with gangsters and a misunderstanding which leads to the use of ghosts. The following year, Abbott and Costello would continue their act with The Time of Their Lives, a film telling the story of the duo haunting the grounds of an estate for 166 years until it is purchased and restored by its new owners, who are constantly annoyed by the phantom comedians once the owners realize that the property is haunted. The film is also known as a movie that featured the duo during their breakup period, as they star in the movie as cast members instead of a comedy act as they always had been. In 1900, a young widow finds her seaside cottage is haunted and forms a unique relationship with a ghost. This is the premise of the film The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, a 1947 romantic fantasy film starring Gene Tierney and Rex Harrison. It was directed by Joseph Makowitz. It is based on a 1945 novel written by Josephine Leslie under the pseudonym of R.A. Dick. In 1945, 20th Century Fox bought the film rights to the novel, which had been published only in the United Kingdom at the time. Join us next time as we continue traveling down the road of horror.